so many questions, and it was pretty heavy and emotional and just a lot to take in, I guess. So we're on our way to a meeting with someone else that we're going to tell you about soon. And yeah, so we're going to do kind of more of a sit down and chat with you guys about how the appointment went. Yeah, it was, like I said, it was just really heavy. Like, I just feel heavy. I don't even know how to explain it. Like, yeah, that's all I can say, really. How do you feel?
I feel like I'm glad that I'm gonna finally know potentially what we're gonna do next.
Me too.
All right, guys, so we just got home.
I don't know. I don't know. Like, I'm just kind of like too done with everything that like I don't even know if I have any emotions anymore. I'll probably cry later, but basically the first and most important thing is we went over kind of the quality of those 3 frozen embryos that we have. So a big thing for you and everybody to kind of understand about them is that the fact that they took so long to progress and the fact that we froze them on day 7 is actually a negative thing. You know, you kind of like thought, oh, maybe it's because they just were fighters and they made it, and then yes, but it means that they weren't progressing well and that they're of lower quality.
Yeah.
So I wrote down what it said. Our grading system might be different than yours, and I don't even really completely understand it. It's super complicated, but out of the 3, so our best one is rated a 4AB, and then the other 2 are rated 4BB. So what does that mean? I don't really know.
On the scale, he said they usually rate them 1 to 5, but he even said like up to 6. So 1 to 6, I guess, and then
6 being
6
best.
is actually the best. So we have a 4 AB, which would be our best one, and it's a pretty good one, considering that scale. Now, Ayla has egg quality issues.
Yeah. So with these embryos, like, it's not necessarily the biggest worry is that they were so slow to progress. He says that it's pretty not rare, but it's not very common that they freeze embryos on day 7 because generally they just don't make it by then. And so that's kind of the case with our embryos, is just, you know, the pregnancy rate, the success rates are quite low, unfortunately.
Yeah, actually, as you go past day 5, so if you have a day 5 blastocyst, day 6, day 7, it's actually more of a declining success rate. So a day 7 versus a day 5, day 7 is going to be a lot lower. And I don't know the rate at which it starts to drop. However, it does drop. So ideally you want that day 5, and we didn't get that.
So yeah, like I said, it's not necessarily like the grading doesn't give us a lot of information. What gives us a lot of information is the fact that they were so slow to progress and watching them each day.
Yeah.
And so essentially what we kind of came out of that part is that to transfer, he's going to call us tomorrow and give us like a more firm suggestion of which way to go. He said for transferring, he believes that we will be transferring all 3.
Yeah.
Because they have a low success rate.
Yeah.
And
he's not
the
concerned.
risk of triplets is going to be much lower for us because the risk of the chance of even having 1 implant is quite low. So we'll probably be transferring 3 unless something changes tomorrow, but that's kind of like the route that we're kind of thinking of.
And the biggest thing he said too, at this point, like, it's a Hail Mary toss. Like, this isn't great. It's not the most ideal circumstances. We're putting all 3 in there as a, final, let's give it our all, and hopefully it works.
But as it looks right now, we do want to move forward with our frozen embryos because we would never want to destroy them. We would never want to...
It would feel right.
Yeah, like, that's not something we want to do. We want to give them the chance because, like anything, they are our babies and we think they deserve that chance, right? So we do plan on doing a frozen transfer, and that will be the next thing that we do. I have to go on birth control just for 1 more month, and then we're basically going to be starting, like, right away.
Yeah.
We have kind of a timeline that we sort of know, but we'll get more information once we have like this solidified. It's just right now it's a question of how many embryos, it's question of what the success rate he is kind of coming up with. Obviously this isn't like for sure, this is just a guess, but not a guess, an educated guess. So yeah, so that's kind of the next step.
I guess as we move forward, we'll do an embryo transfer, and then kind of a next step after that would be embryo adoption. Now, along with that comes not having Ayla's genetics. Now, we've had mine already out using donor sperm, obviously.
So essentially one of the very big things that we kind of have solidified, I guess, is kind of why our IVFs have failed and why they continue to fail and why they probably will always fail. And that is because I have very poor egg quality. That is determined now. We understand that, we have grasped that. The first IVF cycle we weren't like 100% sure, but this time around, first of all, clearing myself of all endo and getting ready and prepped that way, and using donor sperm, so eliminating the infertility on the male aspect, we are basically kind of secluding the eggs and really noticing what's wrong there, and it is a quality issue. We just do not have good quality embryos, and it just never is that way, and that's because of my eggs. And it sucks like majorly, like unbelievably amounts. It sucks so bad and I hate it so much. But after this frozen transfer, we won't use meat anymore. We won't use my genetics anymore. That's it. I don't know why it's just hitting me, like it's just all happening so fast. Like, I kind of knew and I was expecting it, you know, like, we're not gonna go through this when we know that it's just not worth it because I just don't have the quality. Like, I just don't.
Mm-hmm. Like, the first time we went through it, oh, sweetheart.
It's just hitting me so hard, like, it just sucks. Like, I'm okay with it, you know, like, I just want to be a mom. I don't care how anymore. It doesn't matter. I just want to love a child. It's just like, it's just a big thing that it's like, now it's like solidified and it's true, and it's just crazy. Like, we're 23 years old and already we can't have biological children. Like, obviously this frozen transfer, there's a chance, right? And I'm not discrediting it, but
yeah, like, we still
moving
have
forward
that for now. I mean, when it comes to egg quality, the first cycle, there's always that chance, oh, there's a bad batch of eggs that was taken out. So we went the full reverse, the full flip side for protocol this second IVF, and
which is the big thing to do, is change
how
you
doing.
Approach it.
And so we changed, and you know, we
same results.
got the same results, poor quality, even with donor sperm. So, and with her having surgery to clear out her endo and refresh everything in her system that way. Nothing. So we know there's an egg quality issue there, and that's tough.
It just sucks. Like, I'm just tired of this.
We made the decision to go with the donor sperm, and we came to terms with that, and everything, and move forward, not a problem. Like, we're good with that. And now, like, we still have the hopes that Ayla would still be able to have her biological side in it. And that's great, because a little Ayla running around in whatever way, boy or girl. But now we are going to have potentially, well, no matter what, I think at some point we're not going to have either of our genetics. So it's tough. And you would always like to see yourself in a child, but we will see ourselves in the child no matter what, based on how we raise them and our way of doing things. And
that's what I have to focus on, is being an outstanding, amazing
and you will
mom,
be. You will
and loving them so much that parts of them is reflected through me.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's the biggest thing. I mean, the way children grow up and the way they act and how they are is very much reliant on how they're raised. So They're gonna be silly and crazy and cute and everything, just like the
I like how that's what you say, silly and crazy. Thanks.
So we have that to look forward to. So don't worry too much. I mean, obviously it's hard to say we're just not going to use my genetics anymore, but
so true.
So we're just going to do our best, and we're going to pursue the best options for us. And right now, that's going to be the frozen transfer with Ayla's genetics still there. And if that doesn't work, even if it does, the next step after that will be embryo adoption.
Yeah, and
So-
then obviously alongside this, we still plan on going to our info session or our, what is it?
Adoption seminar. Yeah.
And kind of going through the motions of adoption. Like, we aren't stopping that.
Yeah.
It's just we kind of are going to do it as we can afford it, and we're going to do it as those things come up, because it is definitely something that takes time. But
And
we're just going to try and pour ourselves into these options. Like, this is all the future. This is all if the frozen transfer doesn't work.
Yeah.
We don't know yet.
One thing is
We
kind
don't
of
know yet.
dependent on the other, and it's just a domino effect depending
Yeah.
on how the previous thing happened, like what happens with it, how
Yeah.
it goes.
But you all know me, and I'm psycho, and I have to have everything planned out. So this is right now, this is kind of like what I'm thinking about, because that's the only thing that keeps me holding on is
Yeah.
knowing what to do.
It kind of feels like things are like really starting to move again.
Well, just because we're actually doing things. You
Yeah,
know?
that's
Like,
how I always
hate
feel once we
being
start.
in limbo.
It's nice to be doing treatments. It's nice to be going through with a transfer or something like that, because it feels like you're doing something about your infertility,
Yeah, definitely.
and it just takes your mind off of things. Okay.
So let's just end this one. Oh, no, like end it, like say goodbye.
Yeah. Bye.
No kidding.